small but very important parish in our archdiocese. As I'm making the rounds, doing my pastoral visit to our parishes, as a way to, it helps me to get to know the archdiocese better and to get to know who our people are and to be with our priests and our people in their parishes. But it's also an opportunity for you to get to know me. So I know that the bishop is prayed for frequently in the Byzantine liturgy, so I appreciate those prayers, and I do need them and rely upon them. But also the bishop's visit to the parishes of his diocese has a deeper purpose. It's to foster a sense of communion in the local church, which is a diocese, for us the Archdiocese of San Francisco. So all of the parishes, schools, other Catholic institutions in these three counties that make up our Archdiocese, San Francisco, Marin, and San Mateo. The bishop really is the focal point of that communion of his local church. As the Archbishop here, I'm privileged to visit in our parishes and also meet people in other movements and organizations in the Archdiocese. So a lot of people doing a lot of really wonderful things. But we need to be working together in this spirit of community, which means sharing the spiritual and material blessings that God has given to us. Understanding that all is a gift, and God calls us to steward wisely those gifts. They really belong to God, they're our loan to us. So as servants of the Lord, we're servants in the sense of stewards. The steward is the one who administers the goods of his master. They're not his own. The master expects an increase. So we steward them wisely and responsibly to give an increase to the Lord in the sense of an increase of his love and the spreading of the gospel. As Father Kennedy preached today, addressing us in the homily, that this is a beautiful patrimony that the Lord has called you to steward. The liturgy is not something of our own creation. It's not something for us to tinker with. It's a gift from God that he calls us to steward. You have a very special calling here in our Archdiocese to steward wisely this beautiful gift of the Russian liturgy in communion with the Church and with the Holy Father, the Bishop of Rome. It's a great responsibility, and it's a tremendous treasure to be cherished and promoted here in our Archdiocese. Everything we have, though, we must understand as a gift from God. We speak frequently of stewardship of time, talent, and treasure. These are material things that God has given to us, and those too are meant to be used for God's purposes, to share them generously. And it's when we all do so that we can advance the work of the gospel. The parishes parishioners being generous with each other and serving their parish and serving the wider community, and in generosity with the Archdiocese, so that we at the Archdiocese can have the resources we need to support the ministry of the parishes. For many parishes don't have many of the resources they need to sustain their ministries, for programs of formations for priests and deacons and lay faithful and other kind of logistical supports that any organization needs for legal assistance, management of personnel and the finances and so forth. So many things are coordinated at the level of the Archdiocese. So when I speak about this sense of communion in our local church, it's not just an abstract theory. It has a very practical application. It's how the church accomplishes her mission. We all have a treasure to share. We all have gifts that God has given to us. And I thank God that I'm able to partake of the tremendous treasure that is Our Lady of Fatima today. Let us pray that God might bless us to build up the spirit of communion on behalf of the mission of the church, that all might know the saving good news of Jesus Christ.
After our liturgy today,